Hey friends, let me turn the slide on. I think that's a little better. Okay, so right off the bat, if you dig this stuff, tombirkenmeyer.com is my website, just as it's spelled here on social media. Take out the space, all lowercase, tombirkenmeyer.com. So I'm going to teach you something I've been doing for over 10 years and counting so far, and I will continue to do, and that is how to deduct more from your taxes. And for most of you with a job, how to get a bigger return on your taxes next year and make more money at the same time. So how do you get a bigger return on your taxes and make more money at the same time? Step number one, I'm going to share my experiences. There's more than one way to do this, but I'm interested in health and wellness. And I'm also interested in making money by adding health and wellness to other people's lives. So over 10 years ago, the girl that I was dating, she invited me into a home business. So step number one is to get a business of some kind. I chose health and wellness. Once you get a business, the tax laws go from penalizing you to favoring you. So the only way you can get favor with the tax law is to own a business, because then once that happens immediately, it's like the flip of a switch. Once that happens on the date that you become a business owner, all these deductions open up for you that are just not available if you don't have a business. So that's step number one. And now I'm going to get really specific on what you can do. And by all means, talk to your tax professional and tax advisor. I'm not giving you any legal advice, just talking generally with you based on my experiences and my own studies that I've done, and talking to a lot of other people too. So specifically, once I signed up to be a business owner, I was able to, anyone is able to deduct a portion of their utility bills, their startup cost, whatever package you got to be a home business owner. And if you're doing a home business, a traditional business, 6 figures, 100,000, $1 million to start it, nobody really has that. But if you're doing a home business, any of them you can get in for like $100, $200, usually less than $500. So whatever that startup cost is, it's deductible immediately. And then also a portion of your utility bills is deducted from your house. If you pay rent or a mortgage, you can start deducting portions of that. Your phone bill. Me, I deduct about 99% of my phone bill. So that's awesome. When I go out and I purchase a new smartphone, about 99% of that purchase is deducted because I use about 1% of it for personal. I don't really like hanging out on the phone, even with friends. So about 99%, and it's going to change from person to person. So your rent, your mortgage, a portion of your utility bills, probably a huge portion of your phone bill. The next time you go to buy a laptop or a computer or a desktop or a tablet or another smartphone, all that stuff becomes tax deductible most likely for you. So I use all those things. It's like I've had people thinking about it and they're like, yeah, I want to, and then they share with me that they're going to buy this big new computer and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, sign up now and then get your computer afterwards. The timestamp is everything, because then you'll be able to deduct it from your taxes. So at the end of the day, because a home business startup is so inexpensive compared to a traditional business, almost every single person that starts a home business, if they capture all their tax deductions, they're going to get a bigger return on their taxes next year than whatever their startup cost was for their home business. Because you can get into any of them for less than 500, many of them less than 200, including the one that I'm in, a person can get into for less than 200. So almost every single person, if not everybody, all the tax deductions that becomes available to them, they will get a bigger, the difference between the tax return that they get this year and next year is more than enough to pay for that startup cost, usually in multiplication tables. And that's something that's generally not looked at or talked about, and so I'm talking about it because you need to know. Because whenever polling is done on how many people in our population would love to own their own business because they want more freedom and more options in their life, it's usually about 90-something, over 90% of the population would love to do it, but they're afraid of the cost, the risk, and this and that. And I'm telling you, that is very appealing to people. Most people, over 90% of the population, just needs to know that, based on polling, they're going to get that back with their tax returns the following year, like in multiplication tables. So cost is no longer an issue just from the tax aspect. That's even if you make zero money. So you could start a home business, make no money whatsoever. The IRS only requires that you have the intent of making money. So have a sincere intention of, yeah, I'm going to make some money. But then worst case scenario, you make no money. Well, all the tax deductions that open up for you and I already went through a lot of the specifics, and there's so much more than I went through. That's going to give you a bigger refund in your taxes the following year than whatever you spent to get into your home business opportunity in multiplication tables. And if you don't believe me, or if you want to question it, go talk to your tax attorney, your tax professional, your tax lawyer, whoever, and they're going to be able to help you determine all these different deductions that are going to open up for you. Like, you can write off aspects of your house. I bought some exercise bands. I wanted to show people some different exercise moves that I learned they could do if they don't have any big expensive equipment. So bands are a lot cheaper than weights. They don't take up as much room. They're lighter. I got to deduct that from my taxes because I made a little video showing people some things that I learned that I could do with those instead of weights. Just an example, I once bought a pair of shoes, workout shoes, and it's like, yeah, I'm going to be demoing different things that I learned, so I'm going to be able to write off these shoes. Oh my God, pretty cool. Huge parts of my mortgage and utility bills and certain rooms of my house, not just one room. Like everybody, I think most people know you can have like a little office space in your house and deduct that room from your taxes. Well, let me impose this upon you. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I use multiple rooms of my house. I use my kitchen, I film videos, cooking videos, food stuff. And I use my living room to do more philosophical videos, and I use my backyard to do things out there. So I can write off much more of my house in just one room. An exercise room, a food room, a philosophical room, whatever. You just get creative and work with, your tax person to make sure that you're doing this legally, ethically, morally, and all that stuff. And there's so many things you can write off. So whatever, if you're going to get into a home business, especially in wellness like I do, number one, so many things become a possible tax deduction. And number two, those things that you're going to be doing to capture those deductions is going to lead towards making you more money. So now you're making more money and you're paying less in taxes. And for those of you that still have a job, you're going to get a bigger return, much bigger return on your taxes next year than this year. You just got to be willing to do what you already want to do anyway. That is, start a business, a home business, because you can afford that. And everyone can afford that because it's not a traditional business. They're designed to be affordable. They're designed to reach down to the very bottom on our economic ladder. Like people who are dirt poor, people that don't even have a home, like the homeless, can afford this. I know because homeless people have gotten into this before. So that's what a home business is designed for. It's designed to reach down to the lowest in the economic ladder and also the highest. And just anybody that sees the vision of what it can do for them, the kind of leverage that is available. And so a person gets started and then they get creative and they start learning these things about what can be deducted, and those things that you're going to be doing that you can capture as deductions are going to be things that's going to help you make money at the same time. And so that's what I've been doing for over 10 years. And the only saving grace that anybody is ever going to have in all of this, because everyone's got a million reasons why they'd like to do something, but then a million and one reasons why they believe they can't. It's just the only saving grace in all of that mess is eagerness to learn. So you either have excuses and rationales to why you can't, or you want to learn. And I want to learn. That was my saving grace. I was in special ed students. I was in school and I still barely passed with D's. I had no time. I had no skills whatsoever. I have skills now, but I've been doing it for 10 years. So it adds up. Even I catch on to stuff after 10 years. But it's because I love learning. So that's the only thing. So I hope this helps you, because over 90% of you want to start a home business. All the polling data shows it. And among the biggest reasons is the risk involved. So the tax incentives that slants in your favor just from the date that you start a home business, you can just put that to rest, kill it, that one concern that you have about the cost, because you're going to get it back in next year's tax return. You know what I'm saying? Most likely you're going to get it back in next year's tax return. All right, so that about sums it up. If anybody has any questions, I see a bunch of people watching. Glad you're here. And if you want to see what I'm doing, what I've been doing, the home business I've been in for over 10 years, where I've been able to capture these deductions and make more money at the same time, just private message me. I'll send you a link of what it is, and you can see if you want to do it with us. And there is a new training starting soon for new people, a new onboarding process, so that someone can come in without any skill, just a hunger to learn, and start learning right away. So just private message me about that. And my website, But private message me. My website is tombirkenmeyer.com, just like it's spelled here on social media, tombirkenmeyer.com. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Hi Brenda, Penny, Samantha, Joyce, Deanne, Adrian, Heidi, Hannah, Colleen, Katie, Lisa, Sherry, Bridget, Bonnie. So thanks for the support, everyone. That's it. I'm done. So any questions? Some of you just got in. Actually, a lot of you just chimed in, so you missed all of it. You'll have to go back and rewatch. Hi, Colleen. Thanks for saying hello. My guitar. So this thing has about a 20-second delay. I'll wait like a half a minute more. If nobody has any questions, then I guess I did a good job at explaining all of this. Another few seconds. Nobody has any questions? Not a single one. So over 90% of you want to start a home business, but your concern is the risk and the cost. And you have no questions? About 10 more seconds and I'm shutting this off. However, I realize most people watch this after the live feed is over, so if you have a question, you can type it in here. Even though I won't be live anymore, I can still come back and answer. I can also do more videos answering it too, so that's kind of cool. And I will end it on an alternating G-D note. You can decide if that's positive or not. No, it's negative because it's a minor. So a G sharp E interval, so it's positive, it's major. Okay, bye for now, everyone. Oh yeah.